Hello, hello, hello. It is 9 o'clock. It's not 10 past 9 like normally. Welcome everyone to Friday Night Live on Aquarium Adventures. Or something like that. Welcome to Friday Night Live. Fishy Business, that's what we're called. One day we'll get there. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all having a fantastic week. I, for one, am glad it's Friday. So enjoy. Let me know if you're in, if you can hear me, if you can see me in glorious Technicolor or something approaching that. YouTube says I'm live, so that's a good start at least. I'm getting some green lights everywhere. So I'm going to pretend that everything's fine, and you can indeed see and hear me, and we shall, as Nabokov says, grab a mug and some beer. It's been one of those weeks for me here in not so sunny Sheffield. Rainy Sheffield. Basically, I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm sitting in a puddle because my garage is flooded, and it's not my fault for once. I've had nothing but torrential rain all week, so whenever it gets bad round here, the garage that floods from the ground up, the groundwater comes through the floor of the garage, through the concrete, which is great because you can't do anything about it. So, it is what it is. You just have to learn to be a little bit soggy for a while. But that, coupled with horrendous work week, not feeling brilliant, I've now recovered, feeling great. I'm going to kick off this evening with a Vocation Love and Hate New England IPA. It's a juicy, hard-hitting, hazy IPA. 7.2%. Oh dear, it's going to be one of those nights, I think. But for all you ASMR lovers, oh, it definitely is juicy. I can't remember where this is in the spreadsheet, and I have again lost the spreadsheet. For those of you who are new here, this is a fishy channel, but I like to try out my new passion of weird beers. And this features quite highly on it, so it's quite a juicy one, this one. You've got the Aquarium Adventures mug is making a comeback. Tankard, rather, not mug. I kind of convinced myself that I deserve this. So, how are we all this evening? If you're new here, if you're old here, whatever, jump into chat, say hello. That's all we ask. Give us a like. See if we can get early doors, if we can get the likes on higher than the amount of people here. Level with the amount of people here. That's what we want to do. Mental note, don't join this until about 10 past next week, because that's by the time my head gets in the game. Lisa says, hey everyone. Hello Lisa, nice to see you here. From a dark but dry Wolverhampton, Stuart. Nabokov with his epic timing. Scott's in, nice to see you Scott. Hope everyone's okay and had a good NY. Hope you had a cool Yule and a fly NY, as they say. Happy New Year to everyone. Don't forget to hit the like on the way in. There you go. What's the quiz theme this week? So, there is going to be a quiz, and it's going to be at a new time. So, we're trialling 9:30 tonight for the quiz to see if the reason that it fails every week is because the good people look at to reboot some servers or something at 10 o'clock. So we're going to try it at 9:30, see if that makes any difference. And the theme, the way we work the quizzes, is every time we have a winner, the winner picks the theme for the following week, and I pick at least 5 questions, sometimes more, on the theme that the winner picks. And last week's winner was Rebecca, our good friend Freshwater Ichthyology, and she picked catfish. Shock horror. Everyone, quelle surprise. So we have a few catfish questions. And that will be at 9:30. So you have 26 minutes, according to my clock. In other news, I've also upgraded the old desktop. We're now on Windows 11, so nothing works. I'm surprised we've got this far. According to OBS, with my fantastic new CPU, it's now running at 9%. But it sounds like it's about to take off. It's like a jet engine over there, so I don't know quite what's going on there. We've got to do something with that at some point. 25 frames per second. I'm sure we could up the frame rate on that a little bit if we're only running at 9%. Again, that's one of those things I don't want to mess around with in the middle of a stream. But anyway, I digress. The theme for the evening will be catfish. Silver Surfer says hello. There is Freshwater Ichthyology herself. Hi from Bristol. Just need to quickly cover the tree fern, as I think there might be a frost. Ooh, it's not been too cold here. That's the one thing. Just bloody wet. Aquarium Delirium. How are we doing? Brian's in as a... That's not Brian, that's Simon. Simon's in as well. There's Brian. Susan, nice to see you. Juggler, nearly remember the title of your own stream there. I don't know why. I have a kind of mental block with this. I remember thinking of this going, oh yeah, we'll call it Fishy Business. That'll be good. Because that was when I was about to start. Not about to start. That's when I was thinking, right, we're going to make a go of this. We're going to sell fish food, we're going to sell fish, we're going to buy in fish to sell on, we're going to do this, that, and then I started doing all that and went, oh god, this is a lot of work, I'm not doing that anymore. But I left the name of the live stream as Fishy Business. Because, you know, I like a bit of alliteration. Is that, that's not even alliteration. It's one of those nights. Anyway, cheers everyone. Oh, that is nice. Can confirm, can't see through it. That's what we want. Cheers. All good. Good. AV, good. That's what we like to see. Cup of Town 500. Hello, everyone. Dangerous Dan's here. As Juggler says, Rebecca won last week, so catfish. Hans is a super cold Sweden. Currently minus 30. My God. That is cold. I don't think I've ever seen minus 30 over here. How are the discus doing? Well, so far so good, to be fair. So, lights off. Can I get... That can't be. No. They currently have fry again, so I can't remember when the last time I made an update of them when they got to free swimmers and they had hatched the parents and were feeding off the parents, and I was getting the brine shrimp set up and all that stuff. That was fine. The discus were doing good. This is for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about. I have a little bit of a breeding project in that tank up there. There are a pair of discus who've been laying eggs for, God, months now. But we got them to free swimmers last time, but as soon as they got to free swimming, they laid again and ate them all. So we had another run at that where they did the same thing. They just about got to free swimming and they ate them all and laid again. So this time they've got to free swimming again and they haven't eaten them yet and they haven't looked like they're going to lay. I need to touch wood while I say that, because as soon as I go and look at them, there'll be another batch of eggs and no free swimmers. So my approach to discus breeding is very much not a commercial approach or anything. I'm just kind of letting them get on with it, and I think that's fine for what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go for a very low intervention thing here, so I'm going to give them a few attempts at each stage to see if they get past it. They have improved every time, so we've got more. We've lasted longer, so I'm letting them have a little go at it. If they continue to do this, so I might give them 2 or 3 more goes at this. If they continue to eat the fry and won't stop laying, then I'll intervene by waiting for them to try and time it right, so as I know that when they're about to lay, and then I'll take out the cone, I'll clean the tank and things like that to see if that stops them from laying. If they then just lay on the side of the tank or something like that, and do the same thing again, then I'll think about removing the fry. It's too early to remove the fry and expect them to live properly, so I will have to make up some artificial fish food. Basically not having them feeding off the parents, so I'll need to rear them manually for a few weeks before they're big enough to start eating things like brine shrimp and that kind of thing as their main staple. But it's hard work, so I want to avoid that, so that's why I'm giving them as many goes as possible. So fingers crossed that they're doing the things at the moment. We'll see how it goes. But good, I guess, is the answer to that question, Stuart. Dave the Diver still eating Christmas choc. Today is my last day of Christmas frivolity. Back on the diet tomorrow. So I had a pizza for dinner. But yeah, we've been finishing up all the bread, cheese, wine, beers, anything that's been left over from Christmas. That has been the number one priority for this week, is to get it eaten so as we can start fresh tomorrow. Bubbling Fins, good evening. Nice to see you. Hopefully we're done by 10 crashes on the last question. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about that. So it's 20 questions, 30 seconds per question. We should be, shouldn't we? Roughly. Mark Williams, nice to see you. First time watching. Congrats. Congrats. Great achievement, you've made it, yay. Didn't mean that. Congrats to me for attracting someone else to come and see this nonsense. But anyone else that is new, this is an aquarium related channel. I make videos about fish tanks and fish and all that kind of stuff. The Friday night's a little more free flowing and just a general chat about whatever. Hopefully Rebecca, yes, she's here. I saw her name. She's away cuddling a fern or something, but she's here. Silver Creek, Tommy, nice to see you. Question one, who oh, don't spoil it with giving away the question. No, none of that. Novo Perkele, there's a name I haven't seen for a while, unfortunately. Fortunately, make of that what you will. Sometimes eating the fry is a matter of the big scary man walking by the tank in fear. Yeah, no, there's lots of things. It's kind of the default thing for discus is, oh, I don't like that, I'm going to die, or I'm going to kill my children, or yeah, there's lots of that. So they're getting more and more used to it. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Oh, there's a new rule proposal from Juggler. Rule number 1 of the quiz: whoever chooses the fish starts on -100 unless... I thought you were going to say something else there. So yes, there's an unofficial rule that when we get to playing the quiz, you get to choose an avatar. If it randomly assigns you the avatar, you have to give it up so Rebecca can have it, because she goes in a huff. And we can't have Rebecca in a huff, or else she'll never watch Die Hard. I thought you were going to say whoever gets to choose the specialist subject starts on -100 because it's their specialist subject. But no, we'll save that for another one. Tim's in, fresh back from England. First time ever that the weather's improved driving over the bridge into Wales. Wow. Yeah, it's not good down south apparently. There's lots of flooding. Question: if you take the male out, would that be another option and leave the female with the fry? Indeed. I don't know which one it is that's doing the killing or the eating. So yeah, that would be one option, to leave one of them in, do a bit of trial and error, see which one it is. Brian's in, nice to see you, Brian. Properly deserve a beer this week, so yes, man mug is out and let's just breathe. Yes. I can't remember if I've talked about this yet, but one of the other things that I've done this week, or one of the other things I've been upset about this week, was last week, as I was trying to put Mega Tank back together and get ready to fill it again, I had a bit of an explosion. That's not true. I'm trying to make this sound like it's not my fault. It's entirely my fault. But I had the bucket of liquid rubber balancing on the cross brace of Mega Tank. I thought I'd put the lid on it. I hadn't put the lid on it well enough, let's put it like that. And as I was going around doing my little sandcastle making and smoothing it all out, getting ready to do it, I obviously bumped that with my shoulders as I was crawling under, and it fell off, and the bucket of liquid rubber exploded, resulting in... Can I find this picture, I wonder? I'm sure I've shown a picture of it, if nothing else. I must have talked about this, because that was Hogmanay. But this... That's after me cleaning it up a little bit. So as you can see, there's just big puddles of liquid rubber everywhere. I've never wanted to take a sledgehammer to something so much as the day that happened. And of course ruined my trainers, my jeans, my shirt, everything I was wearing. So that started my week off, and I've not recovered since then. I've just been in a hump ever since. I've been trying to clean it up a little bit each day. I finally got to the point it's got water in it again, and that's just exposed all the bits that I missed. And I've just been like, oh, no. So yeah, I've not been very well. Woe is me, basically. So, you know, if you're new here, give us a like or a follow or subscribe or something like that. Or just enjoy a beer with me. We have 43 people viewing at the moment, and only 27 people have clicked that like button. Aquarium Delirium, Aquarium Delirium, I saw your lid video, really fun. How is the humidity doing now? Yes, I saw that video as well. I saw that video and went, hey, that's my idea. As if I invented using those things for lids. But yes, no, I like that. I fully endorse that video. So if you're wondering how to get cost-effective lids for your aquariums, and make them look a little bit nicer than the ones that I made, it's the same materials, but I like the way you finished it off with the gaffer tape. That was nice. Worrying about humidity and things like that, go and watch Aquarium Delirium's latest video, and then once you've watched that, watch mine from a while back about how to make them as well. You don't need to, actually, because once you've seen his, mine adds nothing to the party, so stick with that. Aquatic Moose, hello! Juggler says, I bet there will be at least one darts question. Can confirm, there is at least one darts question. I'm back, had to check on the pigs. Oh, she's here, she's finished checking on pigs and hugging ferns. Still working while watching the stream. Nah, we'll take that. Remember, new time for the quiz. Anyone who's just joined, 9:30 we're starting the quiz, just to see if it works better. Aquatic Mix says, is Gordon the snakehead and Brian the gourami? That snakehead is looking great. That is indeed. So this is Brian. And that's Gordon. Gordon is finally satisfied. I must have thrown in, I don't know, a kilo of food today to try and satiate his appetite. And he's quite happy now. Everyone was getting a bit grumpy today. I think it's the combination of going, oh, Graham, you said we were only going to be in here for a week and it's been 2 weeks now. They're getting a bit fed up of being in this little tank, even though it's quite a big tank. But still, it's not big enough. So I gave them an extra treat and lots of frozen foods. I've also got a new freezer. I've upgraded my fish room fridge and got a fish freezer. Very happy. Looking great. No, everyone's in there is doing well. Another thing we might do today is have a poll on naming the Oscars, because we discussed this last week. And the more time I spend near the Oscars, the more I'm up for naming them, because I think I give my most personable fish, the biggest personalities, I think, deserve a name. And I'm kind of coming around to the idea of all the big fish. I've got a personality. I can see it. And we talked about naming the Oscars last week, and I was against it, because normally what happens is I name a fish and then it dies immediately. But let's have a bit of faith and think that's not going to happen. So we will take suggestions and maybe do a bit of a poll as to what we name the Oscars. Talking of Oscars, hello. It's averaging high 50s now from the low 70s. That's the humidity, I believe, we're talking about after putting lids on the tanks. That's pretty good. That's more than manageable. Medusa and Rebecca, until Graham decides to properly name them. Right, I can't remember this. Medusa and Rebecca, why are they names for the Oscars? I thought we had, like, I'm sure we had better names suggested than that. We're going to need to remind me, 'cause I think it was 3 beers deep when we talked about this last time. I'm thinking the children of the discus fry 2 will be named Hansel and Gretel. The discus are spooking because of the surroundings. You could try one-way film. I have seen people suggest that in the past. I didn't think about that, though. That's a good idea. I don't think it's because I'm spooking them, because I can even get my hands in and work on the tank, and they kind of look fine with it. It's not like they're spooking and giving it, oh, Jesus, and running away. Not that they can run far. But it'll be, I'll come down in the morning, they'll just be gone, rather than me spooking them and then doing something. Modern art and megatank. Yeah. I kind of hoped, because what happens is this is all liquid rubber, obviously, but when you fill it up with water, this stuff goes straight back to being black again. And I thought, it'll all blend in when I fill it up with water. No, it doesn't. Not even close to blending in. So yeah, that's a bit crap. Yeah, I'm definitely deciding to like it as a piece of modern art. Liquid rubber strikes again. I bet those trainers still leak. I really like those trainers, and now I've had to bin them because the one thing liquid rubber is really good at is never going away. I've still got a bit on my arm that a week's worth of showers hasn't removed. But you know, it's a statement piece. The Sheffield Banksy. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Juggler, shush! You're giving away all my bloody questions. Look over here. Forget about that. Nothing to see here. How do we delete these? Delete comment. Oh, I almost blocked you from channel there. That would have been didn't mean that. Right, can we all stop talking about the darts until we've done the quiz, please? Wild in the Grouch. That was it. Oscars. Famous Oscars. Wild in the Grouch. So I like that. Full size fridge freezer. It is a full size. Well, it's not. I've got like a proper. I'm about to show off about my fridge. I've got like an American fridge freezer, one of those ones, which is a big old thing. Whereas this one's, I guess you'd call it a 3/4 one. It's a half and half fridge and freezer. Welcome to Fridge Chat. It's a half and half fridge freezer, but it only goes up to about there. Yeah, that's a good unit of measurement, about there. I don't know, about 5 foot, something like that. But yes, I'm thinking about doing like blackworm cultures and things like that, because people keep them in the fridge, don't they? And that does quite well. And I would definitely not be allowed to do that in the proper fridge. I was looking at one of those desktop ones and looking for a review on the one with an icebox. Yeah, but initially I wanted just a beer fridge, you know, the ones like the Stella fridge, but I got this one for free. Someone was giving it away. Wanted to use it for a whiteworm culture, frozen food, but worried it'd be too cold. But I've got all my frozen foods in there now. I've got a big chest freezer just the other side of that that's got human food in it, so I've separated human and fish food. I find with time discus spook less, says Rebecca. Mine don't anymore. The plecos spook more. Yeah, my discus did used to spook, and now they don't. So I'm not sure that is it anymore. I don't have an Oscar named Oscar Wilde. Oh, I could get in there first ahead of June. Adam C with De La Hoya and Grouchy. Yeah, Oscar De La Hoya, the boxer. Oscar the Grouch. Yeah. So we've got De La Hoya, Grouch, Wilde, not having Pistorius. He's been in the news today. So any other famous Oscars, we'll maybe do a bit of a poll later. A question about this. No questions about the quiz will be honoured from this point forth until we've done the quiz. But I'll answer that one. Will the name Jeremy Wade be mentioned at all? It will not. Would acetone be good for removing liquid rubber from your skin? No. Nothing is good. There's a bit on the back of my leg where it seeped through my jeans, and it's finally starting to go. But I had everything on there: alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, bleach. No, I didn't bleach myself. H2O Fanatics, hello, nice to see you. How old are you? What? How old are your Jana Mariolodes, and how old are the Oscars? Don't know. I got this as an adult, so it could be really old or it could be not that old. The person I got it from didn't know how old it was either, so I just don't know how old Gordon is. How old are the Oscars? I do know how old they are because I bought them as little Oscars but I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say about a year, maybe. What? American fridge? You know what I mean by American fridge? Well, maybe because you're an American, you don't call them American fridges. Big old fridges, usually with water dispensers and ice dispensers and stuff like that. My parents have the American fridge. I don't trust the water it produces. Oh, I'm a big fan of the water it produces and the ice it produces, definitely during the winter and stuff. They were a big thing for... Am I old now, whereas American fridges are no longer the big thing? Oscar Mayer, yeah, there's another one. We just call them French doors side by side, etc. That kind of makes sense. You don't trust the water because you need to filter it when it's already safe. Yeah, I get that, but lots of people filter their tap water anyway. So Brita filters, for those of you who don't live here. I'm not explaining this very well at all. There's lots of people who have Brita filters, which is like a brand of water filter where you pour your tap water into a jug through a filter and then you drink the water. And I'm seeing more and more what we call an HMA filter or RO filters. I'm seeing lots more and more people using them as branded as home water purifiers, just hooked up to the tank, hooked up pre-tap basically, so water from the tap goes through that filter. And it definitely does clean up stuff. I know it's safe to drink without that stuff, but it does look nice. Tastes good as well. Could look up a list of Oscar winners. Yeah. Who's Tom the Oscar winner? Tom Cruise. Has he won an Oscar? Denzel, yeah. Oh, Denzel the Oscar. I like that. There's a question for you. Has Tom Cruise won an Oscar? Oh yeah, best actor. For what? Why can't I see? He has 4 nominations for Academy Awards. I don't think he has won an Oscar. Academy Award. Oh, of course, he's nominated 4 times. Born on the 4th of July. Jerry Maguire. Great film. Magnolia and Top Gun Maverick. Wow. There you go. Right. Oh, it's quiz time. It's getting close to quiz time. So, we will, because we're doing it early. If you just joined, we're doing the quiz early to see if it works or not, or if it crashes. And if it crashes, then next week we go straight back to 10 o'clock. The quiz is 20 questions. Fastest finger first. In that I mean you are given points for getting a correct answer and given points for how quickly you provide a correct answer. Is that working? Have I... that's close enough. So I've just posted in chat the link to the game. You see, as Guz Musk. Remember, if you get the fish, you have to give it up, or Rebecca will never let us hear the end of it. Why is there a D in fridge but not in refrigerator? Very true. Use a naked flame to melt the rubber. What, on my leg? Yeah, thanks for that. Right, sorry, I'm getting carried away here. Tom Hanks is the Tom, of course. The fish is gone. Did you not listen to the rules? Who's stolen the fish? It's that MD folk again. Release the fish. Come on, we've got 1 minute to go. 24 people here. Well done, MD. Has released the fish. And it has been taken up by Laurie Car-Ide. I've been practicing my Latin pronunciations ahead of tonight's quiz. Laurie Car-Ide. Right, are we ready? I even got a thank you. Well done. It's all going to go wrong now. Yes, as soon as I press start and it goes and falls in a heap, we will know. But we are about to get going. Good luck, everyone. I haven't decided what the prize will be tonight. I haven't even sent out the prizes for the last 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm way behind. Oh no, we're doing monthly prizes, aren't we? Let's just all try our best. And at some point I will devise a scoring system and send people some prizes. But we're going to get going. Here we go. Oh, question 1. It started at least. Star of Starsky and Hutch, David Soul, passed away this week. Who did he play in the iconic TV show, brackets, that Rebecca's never heard of, close brackets? Quick, Zen Ginger, you can get in on this. It'll probably crash in a minute anyway, and you can properly get in on it. Who did David Soul play? Was it Starsky or Hutch or Huggy Bear or Gran Torino? Give you a clue, Gran Torino was the car, so it wasn't him. It was, of course, Hutch. Shadow. Well done. Oh, I thought that was it crashing. No, we're alright. Question 2. What system of reference is often used while describing loricarid catfish? L number, Jean-Claude Van L, P number, or C number? What reference system? Is it L numbers, C numbers, P numbers, or Jean-Claude Van L numbers? I've also tried to make the questions a little bit easier. It was, of course, L numbers. C numbers, because there are C numbers, was for a different one. Which technically is true. I've sent one of you down the wrong road there, sorry. Hopefully I kick back in. I'm not sure if I'm still live, but I'm going to plough on as if it's all fine. What verb describes luring someone under the guise of a fake persona? Stonefish, jellyfish, kittenfish, catfish. It was, of course, catfish. I appear to still be live, so I'm going to crack on as if everything's fine. Question number 4. Which band, popular in the 90s, had a hit with Roll With It, Live Forever, and Whatever? Oasis, Stone Roses, Pulp, or Blur? If we'd done this quiz later on and had a few beers, I might have been tempted to sing them, but as we've done it early, This is working brilliantly for everyone because I'm not tempted to sing them at all. It was, of course, Oasis. Yeah, corridors, etc. They have C numbers. I screwed up there. That was my fault. Sorry, everyone. Which of the following is a scientific name for catfish? I'm not going to attempt any of these. You can see them clearly written down there. Read them for yourselves rather than have me mangle the pronunciations. Characiforms, Siluriforms, Perciforms, Cypriniforms, Ciliiforms, according to the website I looked at. And Rebecca got that one right as well, so confirmed. What is the world's largest catfish according to the Guinness Book of Records? So there might be a bit of contention with this one. But according to the Guinness Book of Records, what is the world's largest catfish? I think they've done it on the largest caught catfish. And length rather than size. Nabokov says it's Wells or Mekong. It's one of those. It's the Mekong giant catfish. Question 7. Which of these is not a type of Loricariidae? Ancestris, Clarius, Farowella, Baryancestris. Which of these is not, I repeat, not a type of Loricariidae? Get me with my excellent pronunciation, if I do say so myself. It is, of course, the Clarius. I thought I'd get a few either with Farowella there. For those of you playing along at home, I am now moving on to beer number 2. In a digital PDF document, what does the F stand for? Is it format, fudge, facsimile, or file? This is the Buxton Brewery Kingslayer Double IPA. Can't remember if I've had this one on. Oh god, 8% volume. I really must start taking notice of the alcoholic volume of these beers. It does, of course, stand for format. Well done, everyone. Portable document format, or something like that. Question 9. Lime Street is the main train station in which UK city? Oh, this one is equally opaque. No smell as such. Kind of sweet. It was Liverpool. Definitely go for my new beer review channel that I'm about to start, which is me going, nice, or yucky. That's literally as one-dimensional as my beer review channel would be. Where are the majority of catfish native to? The Americas, Europe, Africa, or Asia? Where are the majority of catfish native to? I thought in my rating system I could also have how many beers would you have to have before you would be happily drinking the one you've got. I think both these would be happily first beers. The Americas is correct. 14 people, well done. Timbo, 1.9 seconds. And Shadow, under 2 seconds. Well done. So we'll get J and J in first, and too fast to read the rest. In which country is the Disney film Encanto set? Is it Mexico, Brazil, Peru, or Colombia? I don't know why I just like saying Colombia. Colombia. Having seen this several times, I would have got this question wrong. I would have said Mexico as well, but no, it was Colombia. Well done, 4 people. J&J, GDT, Timbo. Too fast. Shock horror, never seen it, says Freshwater Theology. That was released this century. What was recently used to create an artificial reef off the coast of Georgia? Was it train cars, buses, jumbo jets, or scrap cars? Recently, as in within the last 6 months. I think it might have been like November last year or something like that. It was train cars. Or the article I saw was about 6 months old. Question 13. What letter is least commonly used as the first letter of a word in the English language? There's a mouthful. What is the least common letter to start a word? Q, X, Y, Z. They all have less than 3%, I think, of words start with these letters. But X is the winner. I think it's 0.3% of words. X, Y, Z. Z. Which Disney character has just entered public domain, prompting a slew of shoot-'em-ups, slasher films and horror games starring the character? Is it Mickey Mouse, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Donald Duck, or Popeye? It's Mickey Mouse. You are correct, Nabokov. It is the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse. J&J, Noodling, oh my god, Juggler and Pelagius in the top 5. What is the distinguishing feature of many catfish? Is it whiskers, spiny scales, long fins, or bright colours? Hopefully this should be an easy one. I'm trying to get above 50% of correct answers today. It is whiskers. I know that could be a question that could be debated, but hey, most of you got it. Question 16. What is the largest family of catfish? Loricariidae, Bagridae, Doradidae, or Aquarium. Prefer L numbers now. Did we start early today? Coreworks, we did start early. We're trying to see if it would affect the quiz crashing or not. And so far, so good. Sorry if you missed it. It is Lorry Carry Day. When I say that, I have to think out the words lorry, car, the letter E, and the word day. Lorry Carry Day. I think my brain might be broken. Luke Littler fell short of winning the PDC World Championship darts. How old is he? And if you don't all get this right after Juggler giving away the bloody game. But look at that picture. Is that not the face of a 34-year-old man? I know people in their 40s that would be proud of a beard that. Well, 3 people thought he was 34. No, he's 16, if you can believe it. Well done, Shadow. Juggler, you were beaten. Question 18. What is the collective noun for bees? Is it a hum of bees, a buzz of bees, an army of bees, or a sting of bees? Is he a bunch of bees? What do you call them? A hum, a buzz, an army, or a sting? He probably still gets ID'd for energy drinks. But he does. It is a hum of bees. Well done, 2 people. Timbo and Pelagius, the only people to score points on that one. That might change the leaderboard. Pelagius gets up to 5th. We don't know where Timbo is. What country is this? Is it the US of A, China, Australia, or Toiki? USA, China, Australia, or Toiki? It is China. Well done, 16 people. Last question coming up. Oh, it's tight at the top. This could be anyone's. Out of the top 3, I think. Which country's queen announced her abdication this week? Was it Sweden, Denmark, Lithuania, or Norway? The last remaining reigning queen abdicated her throne. She doesn't look anything like that because she's about 80 odd. Which country? It was, of course, Denmark. So how does that affect the final standings? J&J is our winner this week with 383 points. Well done, J&J. So, J&J, identify yourself. Tell me who you are. While we look at the report to see... We got over 50%! Yes! 55% were answered correctly. I'm going to have to put in a few really easy questions just to guarantee people getting them right. But J&J with 17 correct answers, a fully deserving... you get an extra clap for that one. And an extra... With 85% of your answers correct. A truly deserving winner. Look at that. 14 questions by Juggler. I've never seen such a clear-cut winner. Look at there, Timbo in with the quick questions. Only 12 right, but so quick he beat off Pelagius with 14 correct answers and Noodling with 13 correct answers. Shadow, honourable mention with 12. Timbo with 12. It me with a fast 10. Emma God with 13, but slow. Purple Burglar with a slow 13. Laurie Carey Day with a slow 13. The Silver Avenger with 12. Oh, MD Fish Tip with a very slow 13. What else have we got? Honourable mentions for First with Fail, Taco, and Username, who gave up the ghost halfway through. Bubbling Fins and Guppy. Hey, it's the taking part that counts. Well done, everyone. Crash. You hoping for a crash so we could play again? So, I think that settles it. We're going to have to do the quiz at 9:30 from now on. Because that worked. Maybe there must be some kind of server maintenance that happens at 10 o'clock. And we beat it by 10 minutes, so we're alright. It was Joe. I'm Joe. The other J is my wife Jane. Oh, that's lots of J's in that sentence. I'm Joe. My other J is my... Well done, Joe and Jane. For getting it so comprehensively right, you're going to get another... and round of applause. So all you need to do is... what do we need to do? What am I looking for? A button here. Send me an email, graham@aquariumadventures.co.uk, and say, hey, I'm Joe, or his wife Jane. Please send my prize to... I'm saying that. I might not send you a prize, because what I was thinking of doing was doing monthly prizes, so we have a bit of a better prize at the end of the month. And it kind of incentivises people to come back week on week. So we'll keep your amount of points. 383 is a good total. Yeah, basically I'm giving myself lots of outs here. I haven't decided how I want to do this anymore. It's a lot of admin sending stuff to people, as evidenced by my lack of sending stuff to people recently. So I can't decide whether I want to do it monthly, weekly, or whatever, or maybe some kind of virtual prize. That's a bit crap as well. But anyway, send me your details, and I might send you something, I might not. I might send you a calendar, which we shall talk about shortly, and then maybe a better prize for the end of the month, something like that. I don't know. But nevertheless, well done. Okay, get rid of that. Another bit of admin while we're here. If you want to join in with the community... Oh, look at Gordon. He's doing a bit of stuff. I've not seen that before. Did a big water change today. Maybe something's going on there. Join the Discord community. You can share your fishy pictures, fishy stories, non-fishy stories. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. We have a bit of a community going on there. Pardon me. So, calendars. As you may know, we have been doing a bit of a fundraiser with the calendars. And I spent half an hour before the live stream started trying to figure out what the current standings were. We have sold 3 digital calendars, totaling £8.97. We have sold 21 actual calendars, totaling £146.79, and we have raised £27 on the GoFundMe. Now, this was a fundraiser to be split in two, one by the Freshwater Life Project and one by the Amazon Research Centre for Ornamental Fishes. It's hard to say that one. So we've not sold a calendar in a while, so I think the time has come to pay for said calendars. Now, I'm going to try and do this live on stream to prove that I'm honest and above board. But like I say, we've just upgraded to Windows 10 and I can't remember if any of my bank details will be saved or how to do it. But let's give it a bash, shall we? So that works out to a grand total of £182.76, which split between the two charities is £91.38. So I've taken every sale that we've had. The entirety of that money has gone into this. All the postage costs and stuff I've covered. So that's basically my donation, is the postage cost for each of these 20 odd calendars that we've sent out. So the total 100% of the money raised has gone to that total figure of £182.76, which divided by 2 is £91.38. Which, when I say it like that, sounds a bit crap. But it's better than nothing, I suppose. That's all I can think of. But it is what it is. I will do a proper recount over the weekend to make sure that I've done that, because I did this in 5 minutes on the back of a fag packet. Just to make sure the numbers are correct. We'll do that over the weekend, and anything that's wrong or different I shall change up. But I shall donate now, live on stream, £91.38 to each of those charities. So there's the Freshwater Life Project. We're on their website now. Go on the donate button. I might, if it comes up with something I have to enter identifiable bank details, then I might have to come off that and just show you the receipt afterwards. I don't know how it's going to work, to be honest. So Freshwater Life Project, £91.38. Not monthly. I ain't made of money. That's it, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to come off that just in case it flashes up my bank card while I fill this in. But I will show you the aquariumadventures.co.uk. I will show you the thank you, or whatever it is it says when I've done it. Oh, well, if it's PayPal, I'm not going to show you anything bad with that, am I? He says. Not that one. Donate now. I'll just check the chat to make sure someone's not screaming, "No, Graham, we can see everything." Thanks for donating £91.38 to the Freshwater Life Project. Yay! Well, didn't work. We have made a donation. Did I put in the wrong email address? Is that Aquarium Adventures? Well, sorry. We shall be redirected to Freshwater Life Project. Donation confirmation. There we go. We're done. So that's the first one done. The Amazon Research Centre. Same. Oh, now we're going to have to convert it into dollars. Right. So it's £91.38 equals $116.22 apparently. So we'll go with that. One-time donation. For Dr. Awesome and all right, okay. My info. I am an individual. I am indeed an individual. I want to cover. Let's cover the transaction fee, shall we? Alright, I'm going to have to put a card in, so back on my gorgeous face while I do that. I need to find the card. Sorry, this riveting viewing for everyone, isn't it? Oh, in fact, I've got it in here. $3,883. This is riveting viewing while I try and sort out my bank cards as to the correct one. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, it has. There you go, receipt. Thank you, Graham Kerr, for supporting our organisation. You donated $116.32. So, it has been done. I hope that makes sense. If you're just joining us now, that's me giving the donations that we've raised for our calendar project. If you still want to buy a calendar and give to these charities, you can do so. We still have calendars available. Technically it is January, so you've missed the first few days of January, so you're not getting the full benefit of a calendar, but by all means, buy a calendar. I will update and send additional donations to the two charities, but we've given to the Freshwater Life Project and the Amazon Research Centre for Ornamental Fishies. If nothing else, if you could go check out the websites yourself, you'll see them linked in the description of many of the videos, possibly even this one, but Amazon Research Centre for Ornamental Fishies and Freshwater Life Project, you can see all the good work that they do. It's not just for fish, so this benefits society as a whole, humans, fish, all kinds of things. I think they're worthwhile causes. That's why we picked them this year. We will do the same thing again next year. We'll pick two new charities. We may pick the same charities. We may pick completely non-fish related charities altogether. Bear with me a second, please, because my daughter's now asking me for extra time on her phone because, you know. So that's that done. Right. So we're quite far behind here. Sorry about that. So, Nabo says, speaking as someone in the US, digital calendar for now, monthly price, normal, weekly is extremely generous. Got to keep the lights on. Yeah, true. I don't think I was part of the upper 50% this time. I answered the scales for distinguishing features because I spazzed out and read it as disgusting features. Ah, dear. Sorry. that made me laugh. Love me some Dr. Awesome. We all love some Dr. Awesome. Did you include the donation part? I don't know what you mean. I think so. Do you mean the transaction fee bit? Yes, I paid an extra £3.49. $3.49 out of my own pocket again. And yeah, no, I think we're good. You can see we were posting, but only the last digits of the bank used. Yeah, I think that goes on the receipts and things anyway, so that's all right. And finally, what is your PIN number? It's 5. Oh. For fuck's sake, who is Aquarium Adventures? Oh, that's not what that says. FFL. Oh, Fish Fam Link. I thought you were taking the piss there. FFL, who is Aquarium Adventures? What, is that a thing that they do? Obviously not, because they've gone on to current viewers 55, max 64, like 35. 35? Come on, people, we're at 36 now. Can we get a couple more likes, please? That made me laugh, sorry. I don't know why it made me laugh so much. Why did the fish go to therapy? Had too many scales to weigh. I don't get that one. What is the quietest fish you can get? No. What is the quietest pet you can get? A fish. Oh, am I even live anymore? That's probably worth checking. Oh, I appear to be, hopefully. It's such a good cause, both of them, that it's awesome to be able to help in such a meaningful way, big or small. Yeah, I mean, I wish I was a big YouTuber for many reasons, but one of the reasons would be that we might be able to donate a sizable amount of money that could actually make a difference. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they'll be thankful for anything that they get, but it'd be nice if I could donate hundreds in the plural rather than the one. Every time I see FFL, I read that as FFS. For fuck's sake, stats. For fuck's sake, commands. So, apparently Fishbam Link, which we're not entirely sure whether that's a person or a computer or sometimes both, these are the commands you can ask it to do things. Sorry if you are a person, him or her. Birthdays, events, road to 1k, pick a number between X and Y, a haiku, a joke, pick someone from chat, who is channel, where is channel, first keyword, and fishcord. Yeah. So there you go. If you want to play with Fishfam Link, that's what you can ask. So, as a haiku, in the stream's caress, fishies feel no stress, nature's bliss. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that? Maybe I can't count. Okay, FFL, who is Aquarium Adventures? I don't know. Thanks for that. Joe bought a digital copy of the calendar, got it printed up at UPS and hung it in my office today. Awesome. Thank you, Joe. Next year we'll have to swing a US mailer and have them printed proper. Yeah, I mean, I used to be in touch with someone in the US who did calendars and had a print shop and things like that. What was his name? Is it Jason something? Yeah, the YouTube channel still has a YouTube channel as far as I know. Jadron Aquatics. Maybe we could do something together. I honestly thought you said, bear with me because my DR is asking for extra time on her phone. My daughter Yes. The thing I sent via PayPal separate. Well, I just counted that as 5 calendars because that was roughly 5 calendars worth. Sorry. That made me laugh. The haikus, jokes, and riddles are just a reminder that AI has a long way to go to replace human creativity. You're not wrong. What's a fish's favourite subject? Marine biology. In a world, I'm a world in glass, yet I hold no land. What am I? An aquarium? I'm a world in glass, yet I hold no land. Unless it has land in it, I suppose. Oh, I've got a thing for that. What's a fish's favourite movie? Finding Nemo. Humble Apple Crumble, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see everyone back again. How are the likes doing? That's what we need to do. Fish Farm Link can be either a bot or a human. So there are humans involved in it. We're up to 42 likes. God. These beers are very strong. This is a recipe for disaster. Doctor. No, it was not my doctor, it was my daughter. I don't control the screen time on my doctor's phone. I can tell they're not watching. Okay, I think that's it. I think I've done it anyway. Right. There's a favour to make, for fuck's sake, a mod so it can post links. Alright, how do we do that? I think I probably need to do that from over here. I'm trying. There you go. Fishpam Link is now a standard moderator. Good beer is supposed to be strong. I usually don't bother because, as a Scotsman, I think I'm impervious to strong alcohol. But I've just had one at 7.2 and one at 8. It's like a kick in the head. Hey, boss has a question, an actual fishy question. Do you think a Joe Rio 125 is big enough for 2 fancy goldfish? A Joe Rio 125, I think, is a fantastic fish tank. I used to have one of them. I used it as both a quarantine tank and then a breeding tank for discus. Is it big enough for 2 fancy goldfish? It's probably depends on the fancy goldfish. If these are 2 massive full-grown orandas, you're kind of pushing it. If they are 2 like small ranchus or I'm trying now immediately forgotten all the names of all the fancy goldfish. Smaller or younger ones, it might be fine for a year or 2 until they grow up. But yeah, it's very much pushing it for 2. As Rebecca says, so anytime you ask me a question and I answer it, if by the time I read it out Rebecca has already answered it, go with what she says, because she's much cleverer than I am. A bit tight, but with lots of water changes and a good amount of decor and enrichment, then yes. Yeah, so like, I think we almost said the same thing there. It's kind of getting there. Oh, God. Nabo. You're just sticking the knife in over and over again. Who is Aquarium Adventures? I don't know. Oh, Fish Fam Link. Come on, you're killing me here. I've just made you a mod and everything. Oh no, we found us. We found me. So, what did Zen Ginger ask? Ah, right. So, Nabo said, who's Aquarium Adventures, all one word. Zen Ginger said, who's Aquarium Adventures, two different words. You can find all about me at the following link. So, I'm going to have to go to that link now and see what that says. I got an email the other day saying, you're now participating in such and such. And it was all... I don't know where they'd scraped the information from, but it had way more information than I thought existed about me. Right, Fish Farm Link / Aquarium Adventures. So this is what it says about me. Oh, it's got all my links. You can join as a member, which you can do anyway. My shop, my latest videos, my big stupid face. Yeah. Did everyone watch this video? I've had lots of interest in that. Lots of accusations about being an ungrateful twat. I didn't want to come across as ungrateful in that video. Yeah, that's my email address. Oh, I've got 2 Facebook things. That's my group. Yep, I must look at that once in a while. That's me page. That's me page. That's excellent. Thank you, Fish Fam Link, for acknowledging my existence eventually. And it even tells you that I'm live now. Who else is live now? I'm upsetting someone by being live with someone else. George RB3 is doing a live. Should we go and see what George RB3 is doing?
It looks like a little extra fin.
There's George. I'm sorry, George, for streaming at the same time as you. I can't even say hello because it's in subscriber only mode. Oh well, bye George. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I did my recent video about my kind of State of the Union video that I make every year to say how well the last year has gone on YouTube, whether we've got more subscribers, less subscribers, more views, less views, and what everybody really wants to know is how much money did you make? The last couple of years I've started with, hello, this much. And I had a lot of comments that were just like, can't believe you made that much money and you're so unappreciative. I don't think I was unappreciative during any of it. I think I was very matter of fact about it, saying that's not a lot of money to make over a year for the amount of effort that goes into it. Because if you take the amount of hours I spend doing it, divide it by the total amount, it's less than minimum wage. So the point I was trying to make was that I'm not doing this for the money. And I might have very clunkily led my way across to that by sounding ungrateful for getting anything. That's not what I meant to do. I was trying to show that I do YouTube because I enjoy doing YouTube. I like doing the live streams, talking to you guys. I like making videos. I enjoy editing and all that kind of stuff. So it was more about, it's a hobby. And there's a great thing about this hobby that it gives me a little bit of money back. So I can pay for some fish food or I can do whatever. But that was obviously misconstrued by a few people as me being ungrateful and unthankful for everyone that has contributed. So if you have ever given me a super chat, a like, a follow, a subscribe, and any of these things, I'm very much thankful for your contributions. I want to get that out there and make that plain and clear. But yeah, it was... it was well received as well by some people, because a lot of people say, "Oh, thanks for that. It's nice to see what a channel of your size makes." Puts things into perspective that they're not that far behind when they have half the amount of subscribers I have, but they make roughly the same amount of money. They feel good about that, and that makes them a little bit happier. So that was the kind of idea behind making the video, that it just shows for people who have, because there's two ways to look at this. There's people who have far fewer subscribers than me. And the point I'm trying to make here is that subscribers really don't count. But there are people with far fewer subscribers to me who get the same amount of views, if not more, or make more in terms of ad revenue, or make more in terms of sponsorships, or whatever structure they have to their channel. And there are people who are far larger than me in terms of subs, but get far less than I do in terms of ad revenue or sponsorships, or those sorts of things. So it's just a kind of extension of my warts and allness, where most of my videos are me. If I break something, I show you me breaking something rather than hiding it. So if I make some money, I'll show you me making the money and how that works. If I'm allowed to, sometimes, very rarely to be fair, but sometimes there are NDAs included in some of the sponsorship deals to say, right, don't say how much we paid you for this. That's not a thing that's ever happened for me, because no one's ever actually paid me cash. It's always been, we'll give you these products, or that kind of sponsorship. But it does happen. So it was more about the transparency, just trying to show a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes of running a YouTube channel, because that is part of my hobby. So I hope that makes sense. Right, so I'm a mile behind again, aren't I? Brilliant. I can share the size of some of the goldfish I've had. One fantail I could barely hold with one hand. Yes, so some of the bigger ones, they're big old units, and a 125 litre tank is not really going to be suitable for a couple of them. Tommy says, I'm a Texan, and I challenge you to a beer drinking show. Down. I warn you, I'm primarily made of 70% brew, and my blood is at least 18% alcohol by volume. Sorry, I'm Scottish. It's not even a competition there. So, challenge accepted. Whenever you like. And telling Moddy that it couldn't answer, and then you needed a space. That's what it was. Yeah, thanks for that. Who am I watching? What is this? Why am I here? Questions many people have answered. For fuck's sake, who is Stephen P 2000? I will never not read that as something else. Oh God, it's so, Stephen, I feel for you. Who is it? Nobody. I'm not anybody. Aquarics. Right, let me see if I can catch up a little bit. George is a bundle of joy. I'm not familiar with George, I must admit. Maybe I should quit now and we should all go and watch his stream. A lot of people, I think, are quite misled about how much YouTube makes, so I think these videos are grounded. Well, that was the idea. In the last few years that I've made them, they've been very positively received. Oh, thanks. I thought if you got 10,000 subscribers, you were making thousands of pounds a month, and it's not the case. This stream brought to you by Kelp Wafers. The other thing, I think it's easier to get big ones posting videos. Maybe hence there's a higher quitting rate other than the normal fish keeping dropping out rate. don't entirely know what you mean by that, but I'm going to guess and talk about that instead, because I have seen that along the way. So I'm not a big channel, but I'm not a tiny channel anymore. But you can look back on my channel, you can see, oh, look at me, I've got 300 subscribers. Oh, look at me, I've got 500 subscribers. These were like milestones to me a long time ago, because they were the ones where I thought, I don't know 500 people. So who are the 500 people who are subscribed to my channel? When I was doing that, there was a fish fam. There was a community. It's none of you guys. And I don't mean that to be nasty, but it was full of people who no longer make videos or exist, or very few of them do, shall we say. So, while I think it's really encouraging that there is the fish fam, so to speak, and all these smaller channels helping each other out, and I very much want to help out all the smaller channels too, because I think it's good. It's, why wouldn't you want to help out smaller channels and be community spirited and community minded? But the point I was trying to make is, we were trying to do that 5 years ago, or however long ago it was, and people do get to a certain size and give up, because I think you see different mindsets of people who are making videos. So my mindset is, this is my hobby, this is fish keeping. This is my second hobby, videoing. I'm going to put two and two together, so as long as I'm still into videoing, fish keeping, I'll still be into videoing, and I'll make YouTube videos about it. And yes, I've got better at it, but I'm not doing it with the idea of, okay, I'll qualify this in a minute, but I'm not doing it with the idea of, if I just keep doing this for another 6 months, I'll be viral and I'll be the next king of DIY and I can retire and I can be a millionaire. I think a lot of people secretly think that's going to happen, or secretly want that to happen. Now, the qualifier there is, I secretly want that to happen. I would love that if that happened. I'm very realistic that it's not going to happen. No one cares that much about fish. I am not as charismatic enough or as willing to put in the effort and hours to get my channel to that size. I'm never going to be an aquarium co-op. I'm never going to be a king of DIY or MD fish tanks or any of those bigger channels. I probably just don't have it in me. I have a very good job, and I need to carve out a very large proportion of my time to concentrate on that well-paying job. So I'm limited in what time I get to do all the other things, and all the other things, number one thing there is family. So I've got my wife and 3 kids. They take up almost all the rest of my spare time, which leaves me this tiny little bit to do my hobbies, and the hobbies are fish keeping and YouTubing. So if I've only got that to do it in, I'm never going to be able to make it good enough to replace the proper job bit that's down here. So it's never going to work like that. And I think the reason I've hung around so long, the only reason I've got 17,000 subscribers or whatever it is because I've hung around for so long. If you've watched any of my State of the Union videos, you'll notice I'm not having meteoric rises in subscriber counts. It's he's got a few thousand this year, a few thousand that year, a few thousand next year. It's not the 500,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. It hasn't happened for me, and it's not going to happen for me, because that's just not the way my channel is, I don't think. And I think the only reason I've stuck around, whereas other people have expected that to happen, that, if I got 1,000 last year, I should get 2,000 this year. If I got 2,000 last year, I should get 5,000 next year. If I got 5,000 last year, I should get 10,000 the next year. And when that doesn't happen, they go, God, I'm spending how many hours a week doing this, and it's just not happening. Screw that, I'll be as well getting a part-time job, because that would pay more. And it's true, it would. It does not pay very well until you get to that meteoric size. So if you're doing it for the money, it's going to be very hard to maintain it. So from my point of view, and you can feel differently about this if you want, but from my point of view, it's about everything but the money, I guess. While the money is nice, and while I definitely do want more of it, and I'd love to be able to retire and just make videos all the time, that's not why I'm making the videos. So that's my tuppence worth, if that makes sense. What's... Oh, I missed that one. Sorry, I don't know what that means. Silver Creek, get the barbecue on and chill on cam with Graham. You're going down, bro. So maybe we should do that one day, like a extended live stream where we just enjoy. I mean, I'm only doing this steady drinking thing because I'm trying to remain engaging and pleasant and not slur every word. But as a Scotsman, it's like an inbuilt... I can only get so drunk and then I level off. So I'll be fine. Sir Graham the Steady. I mean, it's not something I'm uber proud of. It's just part of my DNA. For example, I'm on number 6 today of an IPA of 7.5%. Wow. Yeah, I'd be slightly tipsy after that. I kind of mean that people expect to get bigger than they are. A lot more quit at some point. The community's changed. Yeah, I think that was the point. Right. I was thinking you were making... Because of all the people who were around when I was very small, like pre 1000 or 1000, I don't see any of them anymore. Other than the big ones, like your King of DIY, your Aquarium Co-op. Trying to think who else. So MD Fish Tanks, for instance, he was way smaller than I was at one point. Because he used to come on, comment on my videos, and I'd see him on a live stream every now and again. And now look at him. But he has put the effort in, so he fully deserves that kind of thing. Good old favourite. The heathen. The northern monk. But for every name that I can remember and still see around now, there are 10 or 20 that just aren't around anymore. But I love seeing the new people. So, Aquarium Delirium, I'm quite enjoying his channel. Yeah, there are a load of the new, smaller, newer channels that are, well, quite enjoy all the stuff that they're doing. I don't know, 500 people. Yeah, that was the biggest thing for me. I think it was 300 I used. Was when I got 300 subscribers, and I thought, why? Because the videos that I was making at those points were me pointing a camera at a tank going, this is the discus, this is them on day 1. And then a month later, this is day 30. Look how much bigger they are. That one used to be yellow, now it's red. It was just for me. It wasn't for anyone else. And I was like, who's watching this crap? Fish keeping is similar. I sometimes feel like the last one standing. There's a few people I know who I've known for maybe 8 years when I became more social. Yeah, there's loads of people who throw themselves into it in a big way, and you can... I never like to be negative about it, but you kind of stand back going, it's going to end in tears. They're getting all into it. And the amount of people that I've seen, even from the days before YouTube, when it was forums and stuff like that, where they'd be like, oh, I've just got my first fish tank, and then 6 months later, I've set up my first fish room, and then 6 months later, who wants to buy all the tanks in my fish room? Yeah, there's definitely some... why does Gordon keep flashing? I don't know. He could be irritated, so the things that I've done is I've given him an extra big feed today, and I've done a big water change today, so there might be something in the water that he's a bit irritated by. But he does have a bit of a fat belly, so he might just be a bit bloated. Alright, bud? Or he could be showing you displeasure that it's 10:30 and the lights are still on. What's going on, human? Sort it out. There was, I think, someone trying to make a community of YouTubers back in 2020, but I quit that after it got really nasty. I think I was probably in said community. I remember once, for instance, what was it? Somebody had asked a question. Right, I might name names here, but I'll probably get the names wrong because I can't remember any of them. But I want to say somebody called Rack, or Rain, or River, had started something and invited everyone to this Facebook community. And there was a lot of big names in there. So there was your Corey's from Aquarium Co-op. There was, what's their face from the other one? I'm great at this, me. John and Lisa. What are they called? What? Anyway, everyone joined, and somebody had like asked a question of, well, what do I need to get started? And I think it might have been Corey that from Aquarium Co-op that had come into the thread and said, and bear in mind he probably had over 100,000 subscribers at this point, which is by anyone's measure successful, and said, well, you don't really need anything, you just need a phone, because the phone's got a good enough camera, it's got a good enough microphone, put more effort into your audio than your video, and loads of good tips that I today could not disagree with. But everyone was like, what do you mean you just need a phone? I've spent this much money on a camera. So, oh, well, better camera's better, then yeah, that's great. But the question was, what do you need to get started? And you just need a phone and an idea and the confidence to get up and do it. So starting it, it's the whole done is better than perfect thing. Whereas I've added in a little bit extra and said, but it's not better than shit. But done is better than perfect. Just get in there and get it done. And it got so toxic within minutes. It was like everyone was sniping at each other, and I was there in the background going, what happened there? I got into a few fights. King and Queen Cichlids, remember him? So I was quite friendly with Michael from Michael's Fish Room, and the King and Queen Cichlids that got into a thing, and he asked me for some advice, and I gave him it. He didn't like it. We had a bit of a spat. We made out afterwards, but it was just the thing that everyone jumped to the worst possible conclusion about anything that would be going on, and it was just one of those situations where like, I would rather not be here because everyone's properly fallen out about this. So yeah, that was quite a toxic place in the early 2020s. And looking back on it now, most people were really just trying to help and being useful. So it is what it is. Don't be them, you're awesome. Steady growth is better for our fish. It is indeed. You've lasted, which is great. It shows you actually have a passion in it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's... without blowing smoke up my own bottom, I think that does show something that I am still here years later. It's... what's that guy's name? Rebecca, you'll know this one. He's a proper dickhead. He had like 1,000 Facebook groups. Didn't know how to pronounce the names of any fish, says the man who's just mangled the pronunciation of lots of things tonight. Palmer's Aquatics. He was a proper dick. I still think he is at the end. He's still around now, probably. Then he's a dick. Be happy to go on a live stream with him and call him a dick to his face, because I think he is a dick. We had similar conversation like this in one of these toxic groups where someone had said something along the lines of, I've got 1,000 subscribers, what kind of CPM or RPM should I be getting at that? And there was lots of people chipping in, and I think I was roughly around about that at the time, and I showed a screenshot, and in fact it might have just been after my King of DIY videos, because I had loads of people. The kind of DIY thing for me was where a lot of people found the channel, because that was a couple of videos that did really well. But actually I lost loads of subscribers, and it was actually a terrible thing for my channel. But I showed a screenshot of my analytics page, and he just started taking the piss out of it, saying, "Oh God, how terrible is that? Oh God, you must be awful. Oh, that's terrible. You're shit at this. You're crap." I was like, I'm just trying to help somebody else out, and you're attacking me over this. And he was doing this off the background of him being successful, and at the time he was maybe had twice as many subscribers as me, but had 1,000 Facebook groups, was posting everywhere, was putting ads out for everything, was presenting himself as an expert in everything when he was absolutely not an expert in anything, and making terrible videos and terrible recommendations. I remember him making a video about a filter where almost every fact, and I'm only saying almost in case he tries to sue me, but almost every fact that he said about the filter was wrong, because he didn't know how it worked and he couldn't figure out what was going on with it. And I'm like, what kind of personality do you have to be so confident that you can try and bash someone else when you're so foolish, so full of shit, that you can't? What is the point? And that was the bit that almost made me quit, because I'm thinking, if this is what success is, that he was twice as big as me with 1,000 subscribers, if this is what success is, and that's how you treat people who are beneath you, wanker, that almost made me quit, because I thought, this really isn't worth it. It wasn't all the terrible videos, it wasn't all the terrible comments that you get in some of your videos. That, to me, that's water off a duck's back. That's just people, you're like, yeah, what weird people that like to spend their time being negative about stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So can we expect Aquarium Adventures channel to be huge in the small window between the kids leaving the nest and then returning with grandkids? Well, I read a stat today that said the kids don't leave the nest these days until they're about 35. So that's going to be a very small window. But yeah, maybe if I do, I mean, I don't want to, I need to touch wood here, but the ideal scenario is me to get made redundant and get a huge payout that can afford me 6 months to have a proper bash at it. Keep doing it till it stops being fun. Yes, that is my everything. Keep doing it till it stops being fun. And as June's saying there, I'm here for the next week. That may be when it stops being fun. I feel it's hard and the grind is real. I mean, it is sometimes. And that sometimes you'll see, I have ideas for videos that I could probably put out 2 videos a week. I don't have time to make all those videos, and sometimes I'm thinking it's just not worth it. That's going to be a mediocre video, and for me a mediocre video is very mediocre. If I was an MD Fish Tanks or a King of DIY, a mediocre video would still get 100,000 views, and that would still be worth it. For me, a mediocre video is just, what's the point? It's not going to be good. Children are for life, not just for 18 years. Very true, very true. Especially if they don't move out. Yeah, indeed. I want to remember the name of a YouTuber I used to watch. All I can say was maybe 1819 Northern. That, to you, that's everyone above Watford, isn't it? Had a few nice tanks. His channel was quite inspirational. He joined the RAF. So there's a guy that used to watch my channel who was about that age who also joined the RAF, I think. Or no, did he become a submariner or something like that? Nathan, I think his name was. MD is rich though and has a maintenance crew, so I've heard. Well, no, I don't know if he's rich or not, but he is also, he's joined forces with somebody, Fish Tank Matt, I think it is. There. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'm not going to say anything against it because that's kind of my ideal, to have a big studio and just dick about with fish tanks all day. Fantastic. I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry, everybody. But let's try and make up. Stopped smoking marijuana a while ago, so now I have beer in the weekends. Well, some would say marijuana would be less damaging than alcohol. I love being part of my kids' lives. I hope they don't find... I hope... I see I added in don't there for some reason. I hope they find me at least useful for cash. Oh yeah, I'm quite happy with my kids, but yeah, they're going to be here for a while, I think. Right, let's see. Where do we get to? Rat Cross was River Life, that's the one. KG Tropicals, that was the John and Lisa. Yep. He's now got a bird watching channel. Ah. A certain PA, I think that's the one I was talking about as well. He asked me to advise a year after, like he forgot. Aquarium Delirium was on about a smaller community of fish tubers to help each other and looking forward to the results. Yeah, and it seems less toxic these days. Everyone seems to be a lot more in it together rather than as if I'm against everyone, which is what it felt like in the old days. I know I also have just got to the point where I don't care anymore, to be honest. I will be doing this next month and next year, unless a leg falls off or I don't know, I get made redundant for real. Then nothing's actually going to change because I'll still have my fish tanks and I'll still be messing about with them. I might have smashed Mega Tank with a flaming hammer, but that'll make a good video as well. So it's all good for the YouTube side of things. But it is just going to be for fun. Yeah, as long as I'm still having fun, enjoying my hobby. Even when I'm not enjoying my hobby, I get to make a video about not enjoying my hobby. So I enjoy that. So it's a bit of a win-win cycle. I like it. 10,000% I went ham when I started YouTube. Canon camera a lot. Life was easier with the phone. Yeah, it certainly is. Skipper's Aquarium, hello. Where do I get to? I wonder if a lot of people just see each other as competition. In the olden days, like I say, definitely. Palmer Aquatics, that was the one. I do not like him. I used to mod his goldfish group, and that was the thing he had, and he was so proud of it as well. He had like 100 groups. You're like, get a life, Jesus. And it would be used as like a badge of honour. I have 50 Facebook groups. Who are you to ask me a question? Alright, don't answer it then. Move on, dickhead. No. Do you not know how important I am? Oh, fuck off, you twat. I'm very sorry. This is descending into potty mouth nonsense. Oh god, he's probably wound me up. Not bad. Sorry, right, I'm gonna have to go for something else. Oh, what's this? You're killing it, mate. Never quit. Much love from Detective Elite Prime. £20. My God, thank you very much. I think that may be my biggest ever super chat. Are you drunk as well? I don't hate or think Palmer has that personality, but it is what it is. He's just no. I mean, and here is where I might be different to other people. If you like Palmer's Aquatics, that's fine. We're not. I'm not forming an army here. We're not taking part. There are people here who really like the King of DIY. I even don't mind the King of DIY these days, but the amount of people who want me to start some kind of army against these people that they don't like or that I've said I haven't liked at some point, I think that's where the difference between now and 10 years ago is. That I have no interest whether you like someone that I don't like. I'm not trying to bring someone down. He can continue being a dick over on his side of YouTube, and I'm fine with that. It really doesn't bother me at all. When asked on my opinion on him, I will happily tell you that I do not like him. If you like him, that's also fine. But he absolutely does have that personality. He thinks he is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Anyway. Thank you indeed. Fishfam Link, well said. Thank you indeed for that super chat. That's excellent. You can buy subs. Do it yourself. Get out of the way. Hey, I'm about to make a video about this as well. You can buy subs, it seems. I got, as I'm sure many of you got recently, an offer from YouTube to say if you buy ads on YouTube to promote your channel, we will match your ads. They tried to get me to buy £400 worth of ads, and I went, no, glad. But I spent a little bit of money. What did I spend? £25, I think. I bought a £25 ad to promote a video, with the idea being that I would then make a video going, what a scam this was, trying to promote my YouTube channel. It only went and worked. Pardon me. I think I got something like, can I see it? I don't think I'm allowed to show you, but I can tell you. So if you go to your YouTube dashboard, no, YouTube Studio dashboard, and then click on content, and then click on promotions if you get it. So there's a beta for promotions where you can spend a bit of money. £14.68 was what I spent, and that bought me 3,170 views and 368 subscribers, which I think's quite good. And what it is, it's basically, it promotes. So you see these videos promoted every now and again. It's what Fish does. Nothing against Fish. We agree to disagree on some of his things, but he's fine. I don't mind that. But he's basically spent a shit ton of money on the promotions. So I thought, I'm going to give this a go and see what happens. But yeah, 368 subscribers, and that's all from. So I thought this would be quite funny. It asks you where you want to target your promotion. So, who do you want to show these countries? What countries do you want to show this promotion to? So I've chosen Estonia, Indonesia, India, Philippines, Pakistan, and Uganda, because they don't show up on my analytics anywhere. So I thought, well, the people of Estonia, they're missing out. They need to see this. But yeah, 368 of the buggers have subscribed. So welcome if you're here from Estonia or Uganda or any of those other places. Thanks for stopping by. Right, okay. What time are we at? We are at 5:02. So any last minute questions, get them in quick. Right, Where did we get to? Brian, I thought you'd been quiet today. I'm getting ready for the local derby, Sunderland versus Newcastle. I support the Toon. Susan supports the Mackhams. Oh, wow, that must be fun in your house. That reminds me of my first flat when my flatmate, I was a Rangers fan, he was a Celtic fan. That was fun. Oh, there's a comment. I never had the urge or enjoyment of using YouTube. I know far too many people who it has turned insane, similar to church in that way. There's a few people who have gone that direction as well. I feel bad about Solid Gold. There's another one who's gone by the wayside. I think her mental health took a real kicking. I feel bad about Solid Gold and how people treated her in the end. It can be vicious, yeah. Just people, they react. So a person says a thing. So like what I've just said there. Oh, I bought an advert for YouTube. Where that's an off-the-cuff remark from me. So I've said a thing. There will be people, if I was big enough, who would take that comment and go, "Oh, he's sold out. I can't believe it. What a dirty bastard." Oh, and it would just escalate and it would get worse and it would get worse. And by the time they get to post the video, it's like, death threats. You're like, what? And the same for her. I think she took a few sponsorships and things like that, and everyone was just like piling on. It was quite horrible to watch. If you get more watching the live streams, it'll be a lot harder to keep up with the chat and the comments. It's always it's always been hard for me to keep up with the chat and the comments, even when there hasn't been many people here. So I take it on. The more the merrier. Jenny had her issues, but she was a sweet girl. Yeah, I mean, I can't pretend to know about everything, but I enjoyed watching her channel. And I think a lot of the things I took for what they were, rather than trying to find some deeper meaning. The kind of DIY pissed me off to the point that I thought I'll make a video about it. I regret making that video. I don't regret having the thoughts that I had, but there was no need for me to really make a video about it. It was just, I had a channel. I made videos. That was one of the things I made a video about. I didn't need to do that, and I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did. Big whoop. I don't think I said anything that was hugely unfair in that video, whereas some people, their whole raison d'etre is to make the most shocking response to something someone has said, and you're like, I don't want to be associated with that at all. He screenshotted some comments and advice I gave to back him up after the whole thing. Asked him to take it down. If people are awful to me, then they can't use my stuff. Well, yeah, quite right. I must say I didn't know about Graham's experiences with Palmer when I had mine. Mine were 2018 to 21, and mine were probably around the same time. And he probably has no idea who I am or that he upset me, because I didn't do anything about it. I just privately thought he was a dick for a long time. He was awful to you. I'll make him disappear. We've got pigs. They eat everything. I remember 4chan. Right, where did we get to? I remember Aquarium Co-op did that. Do you remember when Aquarium Co-op did ads specifically on other people's videos? And they all got bent out of shape of it. So Dustin's fish tanks, Rachel O'Leary, various other ones, where he would put their channel names in his video tags. So as if you search for Dustin's fish tanks or Rachel O'Leary, his video would pop up in the. This is in the olden days when YouTube was that bad at that. And they all kicked off at him, and he invited them all on to his stream. Genius. Love or hate Corey, that was a genius move. Of them going, this is out of order, this is terrible, I can't believe you're doing that. And he'd go, oh, okay, I respect your opinion, but respectfully disagree. So, what else are you into? And they would be like, well, okay. That was quite good. But I mean, with the ads thing, I don't think there's anything intrinsically wrong with ads. It's as good a marketing strategy as any. Every business you like has probably got a marketing budget, so why not a YouTube channel? It just turns out I don't actually have a marketing budget. It's just whatever's left over after paying for the month. Any fish auctions in West Yorkshire or nearby this month? I do not know. There used to be a Facebook group that would tell you when they were. Half of Glasgow and Ulster is now unsubbed now, Graham. I know. Every time I mention that. When I say I was a Rangers fan, I think I went to 4 games in my entire life. So it's not like I'm completely embedded. My girlfriend at the time was a Celtic fan as well. So I think I like to spread myself thin. Right, let's see where we're at. We're actually over time, it looks like. Don't sweat the pretty things and don't pet the sweaty things. Quite right. And if you have had enough of me, I will shut up soon, but if you've had enough of me already, go and check out Cold Water Aquatics. They are streaming now. Say Graham sent me. Say hello. He will likely say hello back. Did Rachel pass away? I did not know that. No, she's still around. Just not active on social media, right. I know her husband had some health issues. Great stream to start the year, but good question, Juggler. What is the topic for next week? So if you are the quiz winner and you're still here, if you have emailed me, I will ask you, but if you haven't, you need to tell us what you want the topic to be for next week's quiz. Brian Barczyk is in a hospice. What? Oh no, I missed DYI's video. It's your fault, Graham. Me. It's not my fault. Nothing's my fault. Yeah, indeed. Brian Barczyk. He's the guy with the snakes and stuff. Oh my god.
Welcome to the fog.
He does not look well. Well, there's a nice somber way to end the video. I'll say that for another day because I can't be doing with that negativity right now. Right, everyone, thank you very much for joining me. We've gone over time. I'm stealing time off Cold Water Aquatic, so go and check them out. If you don't want to check them out, the Discord's up there where you can check me out and us, join in the conversation, all that kind of stuff. But thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for keeping my spirits up with all my Who is Aquarium Adventures? Meh, we don't know. No one really does know. See you next week. I guess we'll just leave it at that. Try not to bring down the tone and the super sadness, because I was never that sure whether Brian Barczyk was great, brilliant, misunderstood, whatever's going on. I have no idea why he's in a hospice or what's going on, so I'm just going to leave that there and instead say thank you for joining me here. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good weekend. Bye.